Hi guys and welcome to a new video from your favorite blobface. Today I found a dude that wants to end all of humanity. He just wants to end the human race once and for all on this planet. And I know we joke on the channel once in a while that the human race should end because we see someone doing ultra cringe shit, which makes everyone in the surrounding feel secondhand shame. However, really having the view that we all should end is something completely different. And the weirdest part about all of this guy isn't some vegan loony that wants to stop humans because we are destroying the planet or whatever. It isn't because he wants to protect the earth from humans like us. His reasoning isn't even close to any of that. It also isn't because he thinks humans are dickheads or whatever, which we have seen quite a lot of examples of. No, it's none of that. This guy has a very weird way of thinking and just doesn't want to have any biological children. His logic is completely out of this world. Just watch this weird ass man speak for himself.
I'm a single mum.
Well, you've done something really horrible there. You've dragged someone and forced them into a position they didn't want to be in. No one ever asked to be born.
I feel like you're on another planet.
So yeah, his reasoning is that no one ever asks to be born. But that is just completely ridiculous, right? I wasn't asked to be born as well, but I'm fucking glad I'm living on this planet. How the fuck would I react to cringe content on the internet without being born? How do I do that? And everyone watching this video was also not asked to be born, but I sure as hell hope most of you guys are happy that you are. So I don't know what this nuthead is up to, but let him explain himself, because for now this ridiculous statement sounds completely moronic to me.
Having children is obviously such a joy and a great thing in life.
My view on biological children, I don't think people should have them.
Well, that turned dark pretty quickly. On the one hand, you have a mom that is so happy that she had a child, talking about how it is such a joy, etc. And I do think it can be one of the best things in life, seeing your child grow up and starting to become more and more successful, and I think like most of the world would agree on this. But on the other end of the table, you have this idiot, trying to push her down by saying she shouldn't have had this kid. I have no clue how he's going to make sense of this statement, because for now it sounds like completely ridiculous. You really have to be mentally ill to make such a statement.
My view on biological children, I don't think people should have them.
I'm gonna have to stop here and just ask you why.
No one ever asked to be born. When you give birth, you're choosing to do something to someone else, you're creating them. They never asked for it. You know, you can't get consent from someone to bring them into the world.
Yes, you can give consent, but for something that should be a good thing for the other person, you don't always need consent. Like if you give someone a present for his or her birthday, you don't ask for consent first? Or is this guy literally going up to this person, asking if he has consent buying a PlayStation for them? Because if so, that would make him even more moronic. The fact that you can give consent to be born, and using it to say that people just shouldn't have children, is just one of the craziest things I've ever heard. As a matter of fact, the child that isn't born yet also didn't give consent to not get his life, because some fuckhead thinks it's immoral.
But it is a natural process.
But just because something's natural doesn't mean it's right.
I'm a single mum and I have a son who's 9 years old, and just before I turned 20 I decided that I was going to be a surrogate, and I was UK's youngest surrogate to triplets.
Triplets when you're 20, that's something completely else than having a child. Holy hell, I'm at 25 and only thinking about having 3 children now makes me scream. But still good for her, she seems really happy with her decision, and I'm sure when the children are older, they are happy to live, even though they didn't give consent for it.
I can totally understand that people have this biological drive. Nothing's stopping me, like I could do it. Well, actually, I had a vasectomy 2 weeks ago, so there is something stopping me.
What made you make that decision so young?
Because I know already that I'm not going to.
At the age of 23, I did not know half of what I know now.
At the age of 23 and making such a big decision is just completely ridiculous. You still have such a long life ahead of you, and you should never have to make such a decision, as your opinion can change completely. However, I do think it's better for the world that this psychopath isn't getting children at all. We don't want more crazies walking around, wanting to end all of human existence on this planet. This guy is somewhat like Hitler, but except for attacking certain races, he just wants us all gone.
To experience like pregnancy, I can't even put into words how that feels. Like it's a feeling that you've never ever felt before. It kind of saddens me to know that you'll never experience that.
All of that to me just sounds like an ego trip. You've brought someone into existence and it's made you feel all these things. Yeah, that's good for you, but We can't see other people as a means to our own ends.
This guy's logic is just all over the place. You can also just be happy that your child seems to be doing good. Like you can be happy that you gave someone else a good life. Sure, you shouldn't have children just for yourself. If you aren't in a position to give your child a good life, you shouldn't have one. But to say it's an ego trip? Come on, man. Wouldn't it be more egotistical if you didn't give someone a good life when you know you can give one?
Okay, I'm just gonna say it how it is. I feel like you're on another planet.
That could explain everything. This guy is a fucking alien, out to destroy all of humanity, to take over the earth and use our resources for their own gain. The logic from this man, or should I say alien now, finally makes sense.
When you do create someone, you're bringing them into a world where you know that there are loads of bad things that could happen to them. They could be hit by a car and live with lasting pain. They could get cancer very early on, fall victim to sex trafficking, all things like this.
Sure, those things could happen, but when you get cancer early on, you at least still got a chance to have happiness in your life at first, even though it was short. When you don't create this person, they wouldn't have had happiness at all, because it wouldn't exist. And like, most people don't die on an early age, so it's well worth the gamble. So why this motherfucker is preaching like he has the right answer is unknown to me, because it just sounds like a fucking ass face to me.
Do you think that your selfish desire to have that kid is worth it if they live a life like that?
That's a bit crazy. Like, why are you always picking up the negative? So I'm sure you've had a bad experience or event some point in your life. You learn to deal and cope.
You learn to mitigate the bad things that happen to you.
But no one can just live their life in this bubble.
But bringing someone into existence, well, you've done something really horrible there. You've dragged someone and forced them into a position they didn't want to be in.
A position they didn't want to be in? Guy, you do exactly the thing you hate. You now made a decision for someone else. How do you know this person didn't want to be in the situation if he doesn't exist? Most people would be happy to exist. So to let someone be born is, let's say, 90% sure that this person wants it to happen. These people would give consent to be born if they could. Man, this logic is just so hard to understand from him. It's actually hurting my brain to the point that I think that I may have lost some brain cells, my god. So to prevent me from losing more brain cells and keeping my viewers in good health, I should cut it here. So I just want to say, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification and leave a like on the video. Blobface out.